Oh, hey YouTube. Well, here's really kind of like a like where are things at really question. So basically, Russia's army turned out to be a big paper tiger, or in their case, a paper bear. Um, Obviously, it was not as powerful as what they claimed, and corruption, basically, as we all know now, has basically turned their military into a joke. Um, Couple of things to take note of that. They've constantly used the threat of nuclear weapons. Um, Now, when you think about the state of what the Black Sea Fleet was in, the fact that their Moscovite ship, if you haven't seen the Laser Pig video on it, go watch it. Pretty informative there. Basically, just highlights the fact that only about 1/3 of the ship actually worked, and most of it was like they had weapon systems on there for spare parts. That was what it was. And all the weapon systems interfered with each other. So this grand, oh, it can do all of these things. Turns out it could do none of these things, and it was total trash. And that was their capital ship. So goodness knows what's actually their fleet is even like. It's probably worse. And that, yeah, again, that's all due to corruption. People taking money and saying we're going to do these things, and obviously just taking the money and going, haha, we put it in a Swiss bank account and it's our money now, so tough. Anyway, that's obviously what happened. Um, but yeah, and then the stuff rolling across into Ukraine. I mean, they're supposed to have these T-14 Armata tanks and all this high-tech equipment, and none of it's being used, and it's all crap. And they're supposed to have these Air Force missiles, like these hypersonic missiles that can fly around the world and never be detected, and blah blah blah, and they're nuclear powered. Obviously, all rubbish. None of it's true. Obviously. Here's the real question. Okay, America spends billions. Like I think it's like, oh, last I heard it was like around about 10 billion a year just to maintain their nuclear stockpile. Right? So that's what it costs America, who prides itself on its military and maintaining an effective military and keeping things all good, um, to maintain their nuclear stockpile. Russia had a nuclear stockpile of a similar size, apparently, and they don't spend anywhere near the same on military. But the other thing to take note of is if there's all this corruption in these main forces, which would get used all the time and be scrutinised all the time, what's the likelihood that their nuclear stockpile is even capable of anything, or that it works, or that it's going to do anything, right? Other than pose a danger to itself. Because that's the kind of thing that money gets thrown at, where people kind of just turn a blind eye to. They're like, they don't really want to know, just keep it working, right? Sounds about right. Well, in Russia's case, their nuclear stockpile would have been similar to that of America's size-wise, and makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because I don't think they were spending 10 billion to maintain theirs. And yeah, so all this threat of nuclear weapons being used, look, I don't know how big the threat would really be, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, at least pose the question out there: are they actually as big a threat as what people think? I mean, they couldn't even take on Ukraine, who were like about the same power as Australia. Like, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. And they were right next to each other, so they didn't need, like logistics was never an issue. So, there you go. And it makes you think, though, doesn't it? Like, how effective is their military, like their stockpile anyway? Like, they've probably had like major corruption in that, and probably half their missiles don't even work, or or they've all been sold off for spare parts. probably. Anyway, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Just something to think about. Anyway, take care. Bye.